off to learn new things. I'm on a bus, walking to my dreams in a tux, everywhere I go is kingdom come, Dadgum, my inheritance so long that it causes conundrums. Wanna understand what I stand on. Yo, it's a brain blast, Jimmy Neutron, yeah. Don't need a mic to drop it, don't need the space to rock it. Don't gotta click to copy, I got it. They call me a pastor prophet, a prophet, I can't knock it, I can't stop it.
Who will cry for the little boy lost and all alone? Who will cry for the little boy abandoned without his own? Who will cry for the little boy he cried himself to sleep? Who will cry for the little boy he never had for keeps? Who will cry for the little boy he walked the burning sand? Who will cry for the boy inside the man? Who will cry for the little boy who knows well hurt and pain? Who will cry for the little boy he died and died again? Who will cry for the little boy, a good boy he tried to be? Who will cry for the little boy who cries inside of me? By Anton Fisher.
Do it. I'm like, okay, that's a good one. I'll give you a round of applause on that one. Good one on that one. I said, okay, Anton Fisher. All right, now we in there.
I have to come through for you. I gotta make it. I gotta beat up to your level. I gotta be up there with you. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. Yeah, good one. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
They giving me my kudos because I'm like, anyway. Y'all, what is up? It is that time, your favorite time, creative. We are here with this movement. You got Coach Me, Seth Music, AJ the Sheriff, Mariah, Camille, and we also have some other couple of people that decided to join on with us this evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I get a drum roll, please? All right, Michael, come on in.
All right.
Hey, man, what's up? Hey, before I even say anything else, how do you guys not know what belly is? I wanted to scream so bad earlier when I heard that. I was so upset, like, where am I at? What am I on? You don't know what belly is? Oh, no.
So did it be like rankings or black cards? Is that what just happened?
Both of y'all, revoke.
Hey, look, that's all good. I got a whole other culture.
That's okay. Hey, you gotta have something to fall back on, but man, that hurt my soul.
I watch belly then.
Quick introduction, who you are. Tell us.
All right, man. My name is Michael. I go by that guy, Mike. I'm actually a YouTuber, entertainer, comedian, actor, friend, father. I'm that guy. So I'm just here bringing out my point of view, my perspective. Just wanted to join the creatives, man. You guys have got a great movement going on. I just wanted to join and be participating into this. So I appreciate you guys for extending the hand and having me out here. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Always.
We gotta get us a buzzer because I'm still.
We do.
One of those. Yes.
All right, and we got one more guest. Can I get another drum roll, please? Kayla.
For the second time. Yes.
Second time.
Second time.
It was good.
Right.
All right. Go ahead and give us a little introduction, who you are, what you do.
Who is you?
My name is Caleb. My handle is @Decorum. I'm a local photographer, videographer.
Super dope.
Get busy. You know what I mean? Check me out. Again, like Michael said, happy that y'all have me on board. I love what y'all are doing. And let's get it.
And he has really dope business cards. You got to get one of his business cards.
He has business cards.
Facts.
Yeah.
Don't make me pull it up. It's close by.
Y'all are
And he's also responsible for the picture AJ currently hates on the.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. But
That's me.
it wasn't. It wasn't.
It was
that
a fantastic.
bad.
Right.
It was that AJ just don't like the picture that he took.
Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't him. It was AJ.
Yeah, definitely not me.
I got some dope pictures from my
better
my
pose.
Y'all can check it out.
They
On my
decided
Instagram.
the one pose I didn't like. Okay.
You just got your bad side. It's okay, bro. It's all right.
Come on.
I don't know what this bad side thing. I don't got no bad side. I don't know what this bad side thing came. I got. I'm good.
Well, check this out, Mister. I don't have a bad side. How about you hit us with these takeaways?
Okay, I'll hit you with some takeaways. All right. So here are the takeaways. the transition though. All right, here are the takeaways for this podcast today or tonight. 1, the prison system might be designed for Black men, but is life designed for you too? All right, next one. How to solidify your legacy. Also very important. And lastly, tips on how to flourish in your relationship. We're about to hit all kinds of topics on tonight. It's about to get lit. It's about to get real. Here we go.
So in case you hadn't realized it yet, obviously we giving the men a part 2 of the Black Men Tainted Truth Talk because obviously their 7,000 words was not enough. They said it was going to be, but they like to talk clearly.
Or we're just important.
So
If we got more appreciation on Father's Day, we wouldn't have a part 2.
you know what?
Ooh.
Okay, I can give you that. But on that note, AJ, can you go ahead and give us some of these stats, my brother?
I got 2 stats for us. 2 stats. 2 stats.
Oh, 2. Okay, just 2.
So the first one I got is from the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. Over the life course, 1 out of every 1,000 Black men can expect to be killed by police.
Ooh.
And yes, expect, not no. There's a chance, no.
Not hurt.
Expect. Yeah. Wow. And then the second one is, according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, 1 out of 3 Black men can expect to go to prison in their lifetime. So
I just got real uncomfortable real quick. I ain't even gonna lie.
yeah.
You ain't even a Black man.
Yeah. It's crazy. Those are expectations that the world gave us, or that's set upon us. It's the expectations that you are going to be killed if you're in a group of 1,000, and if you're in a group of 3, one of you is going to prison. It's like, but that's the reality that we're living in, you know.
Well, if we all raise our hand, I'm the one that they count on as a statistic to be in the incarceration system. So, I mean, technically on that half, they're right. I don't want to get shot at, but
right.
I mean,
yeah,
it's horrible.
Yeah,
I would say I'll take the bullet for us, but
I don't know about that one, baby.
I was like, yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay,
tough. That's just like not.
Shoot.
That's just hard when you like. How can you even get ahead in life when you already come out the womb with those statistics already over your head?
Right.
Like, damn.
And the crazy thing is that some people don't even know those stats, but like they feel that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people don't gotta Google that. Like, oh man, I knew that from the jump.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't have a different mindset.
That like you said, 1 in 1,000, or is it 1 in 1,000?
Yeah, for to be killed by police, 1 in 1,000.
I thought that would be higher, to be honest.
Yeah, right. That's like, when I saw it, I was like, what? It's not 1 out of like 100 or something like that. It said 1,000. So I was like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's some towns that only have 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, when you put it like that, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
when he said
but I mean, if a basketball stadium was sold out and that's 24,000 seats, what is that? 14 Black men, right? I mean, what is that? What?
Probably
20,
about
24 Black men dead right there.
Yeah.
24.
This is not a math podcast. The heck. All right, so
right.
Yeah, no, I mean it'll be up there though. It would be like plenty.
Right.
That's crazy.
So since we calculating deaths around here in a stadium, let's go ahead and calculate the success of a Black man.
Let's do that. Let's do that off top because we want us to succeed.
So what is the men on the line, what is your definition of a successful Black man with those type of percentages against you?
Mm.
It depends on how do we look at success.
Absolutely.
Are we looking at it financially? Are we looking at it just family wise, taking care of your own, or just like how you view success? Like for me, there's the tangible success, and then there's the internal success that I look at. Like for me, internal success for me is taking care of I know my kids don't have to want for anything. They taken care of. I know I take care of my family. No, none of like success for me. My kids don't know when we struggling. They don't know. They would never know when. Oh man, I ain't got the money for the bills. They would never know. They would think life is just perfect. They wake up, everything's all happy, lottie dottie, and they just living their best life. They're not worried about anything. They're not stressed out about anything. To me, that's successful for me. I'm like, okay, as long as my kids don't know what's going on until they need to know what's going on, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm being successful in that as a father, as a husband, making sure that my wife is happy, making sure our relationship is going where it's supposed to be. But I'm being everything that she needs, but also everything that she wants. That's been successful for me. And then for the outer appearance is, am I successful when I wake up? Do I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm doing right? Like when I wake up, do I feel good? When I wake up, do I feel like I'm letting down? So if I'm letting down in any aspect of my life, and if I'm not, then I know I've been successful in what I'm supposed to be doing and what I want to do. So that's how I view as that's success to
I
me.
like
I
that.
like how he broke that down. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead, Jay.
I like
I
that.
mean, you
I
gotta let
like
us
that.
speak too, man. But
All right,
I
Caleb.
agree with him. I
Go
agree
ahead,
with
Caleb.
him. No. But yeah,
All right.
definitely like he said, being successful as far as making sure you got like a roof over your kid's head, man. I mean, I've been at one point to where that wasn't even a possibility. Like I got kicked out with all my kids before. Like, so like him saying that, like, that's great because you don't ever like want your kids to have to see that. So that's definitely a successful thing you want to have right there. That sucks. That sucks. I know that probably my kids will always be like, dang man, like I remember when we got kicked out. Like now I know, like now that I look at it and laugh, you guys are probably like, why are you laughing? Because like now it's a humbling experience. It's definitely a learning curve. It's definitely showed me where I've come from and where I'm definitely not going back to. And how I choose to be. Like right now in my life, for me, successful. I think successful comes in stages too. Like right now, my life for me successful is me not having to depend on like working for a corporate job, like me working for myself, being independent as a person. Like now I just want to be more successful and have my own house. Like it's certain levels of being successful. You just can't say, oh, you have this and you're successful off top. Like successful just grows with you. It's a constant thing. It's like a daily habit, I feel like.
That's good.
I like that.
Go ahead, Caleb.
I'm curious. I
I
want to know
like
what
that.
you're about to say because Caleb's the
Yeah, straight up. You broke that down to the different levels of like successes and everything like that. Because levels of successes, even as a Black man, I think that levels of successes are a little bit different. Example, like I think we have to focus on like generational wealth as well. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that a lot of other people have to actually worry, and we have to think about people behind us a lot more than other people regularly do. You know what I'm saying? So for me, successes, kind of like how Michael said, is being a little bit more independent, getting out of that rat race. You know what I mean? Focusing on what I got to focus on to make sure that I'm my own entity at the end of the day, and then from there I can start building on that generational wealth and looking out for people behind me. I don't have kids right now, so I don't have kids. So for me, generational wealth is just people who are looking up behind me and successes like that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Great. That's great.
So I'm gonna throw my piece in there too. So yeah, what I personally think success is now, when it comes like to specifically a Black man though, I think one of the biggest things that we can accomplish is to live a life disregarding the public perception on how I'm supposed to be is also success. Because it's like, you know, that right there is like, that should be applauded, you know, and not so much just kind of overcoming all the stats or all the what's the word I'm looking for, stereotypes.
Okay.
But also being able to successfully create your own culture in your house, you know, without all the extra bullcrap outside or whatever. Like I've seen, once again, when we're talking about Black men, I've seen Black men be able to create such an environment in their home that just like completely does not look like what you see on TV, like at all. Like I can take my dad, for example. I can take Apostle Tigney, for example. Like there's a culture here, you know, and it's a healthy one. And so, but for me personally, I'm like, I know for dang fat, I ain't gonna feel successful just as a man in general if I'm not providing something for my family, and that's not always money, but even just like some kind of consistency. And I think that's the biggest thing, or one of the biggest responsibilities as a man, especially a parent as well. But and that was I'll be straight up, that was one of the words I was really scared of when I was younger, is consistency. And even that, and even now and then I'm kind of like, dang, like, you know, when I say something, can I keep to my word? Or when I say I believe something, can I withstand when I'm challenged on that? You know, and so in those moments where I am able to kind of keep true to something that I know God's given me personal convictions over, I'm like, okay, like if I can keep that up, then I will be successful in every other aspect of my life. Like basically, if I can stick to what I believe, you know, and not change every time the weather changes, then that's gonna keep me afloat on every aspect, financially, emotionally, all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, there's a lot of ways to flip success.
Stand for something or fall for anything, bro. That's legit.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Because nothing else gonna matter if you don't go
yeah.
And like, what kind of success you really got if you can't hold your own in your own belief, you know? Exactly. So yeah.
That's strong. I like that.
Yeah, I think like the success piece is huge because like there's so many things like as we saw in the stats that are designed to keep, you know, Black men in general just not successful. So my next question for y'all is, do you think that the prison system was designed for Black men?
Who
Yeah.
was the beehive?
I say yeah. Like I said earlier, for me being one, and then like just like we talked about the topic earlier in the week, but just think about slavery, bro. There wasn't no white man in there. Like we've been held in change like since the jump. It may have evolved to different things, but it's always been work, labor. You do what we tell you to do. You're here. You know, once you're mine, I'm owned by you. Like being in that, it's just horrible, bro. And I even told you guys, like, you have to pay once you get out. You like what I have to pay you for? You pay for the soap they give you, the toilet paper. It just has a stigma to it. Just like once it gets the tag, and it could be for something little, and then just once you're in there, it's just, man, like a cop could see you down the street and he automatically gonna pick you over because he know, or he ran your name or he's seen you before and he knows who you run with. It just sucks, bro. It sucks. It really does suck. Don't get me wrong, everybody goes in there, but it's definitely geared towards a Black man. Definitely. Because you can't get a job, you can't get a job. And, you can't get a place to stay once you're convicted. You got to find a private owner.
You can't.
And even a private owner sometimes has their own beliefs if they want to have a convict lived in their house, like, oh, it's my home. I don't care. Like, oh, what do you want me to do? Can't, get a car. It's just tough. It's tough.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like I didn't have an experience with it, but I know a couple people who been in and out of it, and it's like for some reason, I mean, not just our race, but because we're talking about our race, I know it's harder for other races, but I know for us, generally, it's like once, like Mike said, once you've been there, oh, it's a wrap. It's like your whole You might as well just forget your name. Your name doesn't matter. Before prison, you had a name. After that, now you got a number that they gave you while you're in there. Because now, wherever you go to work, whatever, that's coming with you. It's like, oh, everybody got to deal with it, but for some reason, it hurts harder on us than anybody else. Anybody else, they can probably, there's chances, there's places for us we can get jobs, but there's this, okay, yes, we hire people who have felons or who've been to prison, stuff, yada, yada, yada. But because of our skin tone, that's already was against us. But now you've been in prison too? You know, like Mike said, you could have just been there for something small. You know, there's people getting
jaywalking.
Stealing candy. Jaywalking, stealing candy. But because you went to prison for stealing that, now they're gonna assume you did the worst to get in there. And not only you did the worst, but you did it, and then you black on top of that. You might as well be like, why? Why even try? It's like, why do I even try? Because it's already stacked against me. It's like the whole thing is like, it probably didn't start off just for black people. Like, pretty sure they had it for when people was doing crazy things back in the day, but it evolved to the black people because now they took the slavery away. Okay, now they're gonna take Jim Crow away. What else can we do? Okay, let's start never for the smallest thing and let's send them out of here so we can let's try to get them out of here. Okay, because apparently it's inhumane to just kill them off. So let's find a way to get rid of them. Oh, what? He jaywalking. Let's throw him in prison for about 18 years. So he won't do that. Like this design. They're not gonna make it literal, but they're gonna do the loopholes and stuff, yada yada, to make it where we can go in. Like black man and white man can commit the same crime, and you can go look it up. Any crime you want. White man probably get 6 months probation, 1 year in prison, maybe. Black dude probably get at least 10 to 5 years, no matter what. They're gonna at least get double whatever the white man's getting. That's just how it's designed. Criminal justice, period. Not just the prison system, the whole criminal justice thing is designed to try to take us out of the equation. So that's my opinion on that. So.
Oh. There's a movie that talks about that on Netflix. I think it's called like 13 or something like that. I don't know if y'all have seen it.
Yep, I've seen it. Yep.
Yeah, it's a dope documentary. It talks about like how from slavery, it's kind of like just been this pipeline, especially for black men in the household, to remove that the head of the household at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? How much of it, like how detrimental that is to the black family and just how it stems from there. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think if prison were more of a like a rehabilitation center, as it should be, you know what I'm saying, that people wouldn't be as institutionalized, but it's almost glorified now. You can go on TikTok, bro, and see like people wearing Dior and Gucci, and they're like, what? Like these people are living good in jail, and it's like you kind of have like this stigma that it's weird, Joe. It's not like it's just
the stigma that is something cool to be like. Oh, if I ain't done no time, I'm not like. And it's definitely not. I felt what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like you're not certified unless you got time. Like if you bid or something like that.
Right.
That's corny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and literally all that is like, so you can have chains on you, but you can have them on for so long that you just start to decorate your chains. And so it's just like you have them on you, so you might as well rock them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so there was something that you're saying, AJ, about what you were talking about, and basically what I thought about was it's weird. Like, it's almost like the prison system, or just the whole thing, really. It's like we have like some kind of weird, toxic, abusive relationship. and like what I mean by that is that like one of the main things about an abusive relationship is that the abuser does his very best to make the victim think that it's his fault. You know what I mean? So it's just like we get blamed for so much stuff or pulled over for so much like craziness that to the point where it's like you know, it almost feels like, you know, maybe I'm just tripping. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it is me or whatever. Because you start going through your mind. Because like when someone locks you up, now once again, I mean, I never been in prison, but I can imagine like the way that I think like when I have like a thought that just like keeps going around in my head, one of the first things I do is ask myself the question like, okay, did I do this? Like, was I really tripping? You know, like, what was it me? And like, you know, I can imagine myself being into a situation, even if I did do something wrong, but like I can see myself being in there for so long to where it's like I literally have to think that maybe it was me, you know, that deserved this. You know what I mean? That makes sense. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
So sitting in there, it like that's why like it's like Caleb said, like if it was like for rehabilitation, it'd be all right. Cause I'm not gonna front sitting in there, like you think about it, like bro, I'm sitting, I don't have nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? But if I was outside, I'd probably be at home not doing anything, complaining about life. But I'm in here wishing I could just go to the park and walk around, wishing I could just color, making I could just do something creative and start just do something. You know what I'm saying? Do something like, and then you're like, oh man, what I do? And then like you're like, okay, and then you want to get out. And then once you get out, you're like, oh, I gotta go check in here. And then, oh, well, you got to go fill out a job application. Then you go fill out the job application. It's like, oh, well, you check here, you know? You're like, dang, you know, if I check here, then it makes you want to lie and not be truthful. It's just being in there. It just makes, it does make your, like, you're not, I don't think you'll ever think that you did it, but you'll probably just be like, you'll overthink your whole situation. Like, yo, what? Like, yo, was that? Okay, there's like it plays over like every time you'll be like, okay, I could have did that different, or I could have did that different. But yeah, it's a weird situation in there.
Like,
it's jacked up.
In my psychology class that I was taking, there was like a one of the psychologists or whatever, he wanted to do a test on people, an experiment, and he had all of these guys like go into, like, they were in this, I forget what college it is, but they ended up being inside of the college, and they made them feel like they were in jail. So they turned the college so that it felt like a prison, and they treated them like they were, like they did something wrong. None of them did anything wrong. They were just participating in this trial. But by the time most of them left, they were broken. They were just like destroyed. And they literally thought, they were like, what did I do wrong? Like they were contemplating, because the guys would like beat them up in there and like literally treat them as if they were in prison. Like it was crazy. And of course, the whole like experiment got shut down, but like it just shows that whenever you're in a situation like that, or like, you know, it starts messing with you. And so it's like, it's literally like, it's psychological. It'll start messing with you like in the psyche. And so, yeah, I was just like, when I heard about that experiment, I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. Like,
that makes me think of Scare Straight. You remember that show? Man, I remember, okay, real quick, I remember this one episode, there was this kid who was, you know, in Scare Straight, and she was being toured around the prison or whatever. And it was emotional as heck, because she saw, this was a young Black girl, and she saw her auntie in there. And man, that moment when the auntie saw her blood in there, she like lost it. She was like, what are you doing in here? And she was like, auntie? Like, it was crazy, but like that really goes to show that they really are after the family. I mean, and yeah, one of the best ways to get to destroy a family is to remove the man, obviously the mother too, but you know, if you take the man down, that's like, dang, okay.
That one phone call ain't no joke either, man.
Not game over, but it's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not done with, but it's like, dang, that's a blow.
And you better know who you gonna call with that one phone call though, because I couldn't call my grandma. She wasn't playing no game. You go take oh yeah, don't call me. I ain't got no bail money for you. Oh. I guess I'm gonna call on you, Lord, because I can't call anybody out here, man.
Hey.
And real quick, to add on to something that something Caleb said about how they glorify it. It's like, if you look at the rules and how they changed, back then you couldn't have nothing in prison, but now they're letting people get cell phones, all this type of stuff. They want you to feel like you're having a good time in there, taking pictures.
Want to go back.
So they want to make it home.
They're like, oh, okay, it won't be that bad if I go to prison. No, I have everything I have now in there. But like, no, they're making it. They're trying to make it like it ain't that bad in here. You know, yeah, we doing time. We can't see nobody, but we got cell phones, we got TikToks and all that stuff. Like, but the whole reason for a prison is that you did something bad, you go do your time and you get out. You're supposed to learn from mistakes. But if you're just going in there to have a good time, Dude's just gonna be like, all right, I get out. Like, unless you like Mike said, unless you in there reflecting, figure out I don't want to do this. I want to be doing something instead of just wake up. I want to go be in this box for the rest of my life. No, I want to go do something. Unless you don't have that process, you don't go through that process. Then and all you're doing is enjoying life in there. You be like, oh, it's not that bad. I'm good either way, in or out. And I think that's how they trying to design it. Where okay, let's make it where they feel like they're not in punishment, they're not in timeout. So then,
but
put them in there.
That's how you become institutionalized.
Yep.
yeah, and they want it to be so familiar to you, so that when you get out, you don't know what it is not to be comfortable in that place. Because there's been so many. I've had plenty of family members, people that friends of friends, like they don't know how to like they build this like world inside of prison that looks like the outside, but when you step on the outside, things have changed tremendously. So they've helped cultivate, like, not, it's not what is it, there was a prison in Chicago or something like that where the guy had impregnated four female guards, was making when I say racks, he made like $15,000 in a day from these women coming in. But you have four guards pregnant, and none of those guards got dismissed from their job or laid off or on leave or anything like that. So there's a balance of the fact that they want to make it like home, and they allow certain behaviors inside of prison to emulate the outside. But most people, when they get on the outside, they feeling like I might as well just been back. They can't handle it. If they're not sitting back. They could reflect all day. They can read the Bible back and forth. They can do all of those type of things. But when you step foot back on soil that you knew in your playing grounds, that all goes left. And it either makes you or it breaks you.
There's supposed to be a balance where it's like it's not too comfortable, but it's also because it's not meant to be comfortable. So it's like it has to be a balance between like, okay, yeah, you messed up, that's why you're in here. So it ain't supposed to be pleasant, but it ain't supposed to be comfortable either. Like there has to be some kind of balance, because like that's why it's like it's a confusing.
Right, county, every Friday they give you popcorn and a soda, bro, and ice cream. like it's camp. Like it's camp. And when I got in there, everybody was like, hey, everybody got up in there. They start walking back. I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, it's Friday. I'm like, what's up? They're like, oh, you get soda, popcorn, ice cream. Like, oh, that's just what we doing here, huh? And it was like Swanson, man, ice cream with the little stick and a little fudge. I was like, oh, wow. Well, they was trading for it. They was making money off of it too. Like, hey, I'll trade you my soda for like two. Like, bro, I was like, oh. Okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna be here. Let me learn. Then that's how you learn. Like, you got to survive in there too. They only feed you 3 times a day. That's not a joke. They feed you at 4 o'clock in the morning for breakfast, 10 o'clock is lunch, and 4 in the afternoon is dinner. What you finna do the rest of the time? I know I like to eat.
Right. How did you bounce back though when you got out?
I bounced back. I have a strong team behind me. The old lady, she held me down, my sister, my cousins, but like you said, it was hard, but just knowing, like, coming out, knowing like how much time I had in there, how much potential, how much time they could have been giving me, and how much potential I really got, how like what I could really be doing with my life, and sitting there wasting away, and then looking around, like, there's no judgment on anybody, you feel me? I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'll never put my nose up to anybody, but that ain't for me. That's just not my cup of tea. Like, that's not where I deserve to be. That's not where I need to be. That's not where I'm supposed to be. So there's me to make changes, and I got to make changes to make sure that that's not where I'm going. So
Right.
That was it.
Those weird moments where, like, everything you were saying when you was talking about exchange and food and all that stuff, in my mind I said, that reminded me of basic training a little bit.
Hey, I mean, and for the most part, if for the military people, that's kind of how it is. You get to a new place, you don't know anybody, you're really trying to dig in the ropes. It's just like that, but it's just a little bit more serious, because when they put you in there, they don't care who they put you in there with. It's really murderers in there. Bro, I was bunked with people who was doing fraud, stealing credit cards and going to Vegas, stealing people's identities, man, from bars. Like, I think there was one dude who was in there for attempted murder. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say their names or nothing, but yeah, like they don't care. It's they put you in there. They don't care. Go ahead in there.
I'm screwed because I'm black and Mexican. I feel like I would be torn in half or something crazy. I don't know what's going on.
That's mainly for the yard. When you're in California,
I don't know what I would even do in there.
That's mainly for the yard. And just learn how to play spades, learn how to play dominoes. You know what I'm saying? Be cool, be yourself. Just stay out of trouble too. It's simple though, but yeah. Don't go there.
No, I can't make it because you look now. When you take this wig off and that mugshot come, you gonna be like,
and that's mainly why I couldn't do it. I was like, ooh, no, like metal toilets. I gotta drink water out of sink. Like, no, I'm too cute for all this, man. My dress is in a dirty towel.
I'm gonna feel like Cleo from Set It Off. I'm not gonna be playing with nobody.
Might be okay.
Thank God, like, yo, get me out of here. I'm too cute, bro. Motherfucker keep looking at me. No, I can't do it. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Yeah.
Big face.
But it's definitely learning curve, man. I don't want nobody to ever go there. Definitely want to keep all my kids out of there. You feel me? But
yo, I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because I was thinking of like, I know we're talking about how bad it is, but like if we were to talk about solutions, I think the only solution, just like how you said, Mike, is like it's at home. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that your youngins don't go through what you did. You know what I mean? So like then I think that's the only solution. Because they're not going to change it. You know what I mean? The rules that are in place are still set against us at the end of the day. So like, the whole time I've been thinking like, yo, what's the solution to all this? I hear everything that we talking about, and it's honestly at home, yo. That's like where it comes down to.
And that's why they hit us where it hurts, bro. And that's why they take the man out of the home. How you supposed to instill that if he not there? So then you lead towards the other things, which is music, idolizing other things, and that's when you get brought into that. Well, that wasn't home.
Come on, Mike.
Come on, Mike.
Yeah.
It's just it's a hard cycle, bro. It's hard. And then there's another piece of like how they do that too. Not even with incarceration, like CPS, they take a lot of black parents, like black people kids, not even just women. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a system in itself. You know what I'm saying? That I've been a victim of it. You feel me? So I know how it is. They will really rather you not have a home with the father and then do that. Like they really don't. They really take the father out of the house, man. Like this whole system is keen. Prison, jail, everything is keen to take them out. It's just sad.
So let me ask you a question right there. As a black man, how are you preparing the generation, the next generation?
Oh. Yeah, so let's get specific because like I feel like we're already headed there, man. Like so let's get real detailed. So Mike, I know you got kids.
So as far as my kids, at first look at me and then expect what my kids look like, right? So I gotta let them know, like, bro, like don't, because my kids do also kind of get like they don't understand. I don't think they understand. Like it's like, yo, you're half black, bro. It's okay. Like, yeah, I understand. Like, you see why people look at us? It's okay. I see it's okay. So at that point, I gotta let them know, like, yes, you're a black man. So there's a lot of odds against you, even though it might not look like it. You're a black man. When you have to put on the application, you have to put African American. Like, that already stats against you. So I let them know off top, like, you're a black man. So you got to move differently out here. Wherever you go, you got to move differently, even at a young age. Just because you're with your friends, don't think that you can act a certain type of way because they're acting that type of way. You got to hold yourself to a higher standard, a different accountability. It's different, you know? As far as the neighborhood too, like I do the YouTube thing. I'm out in the neighborhood. I see the kids in the community. I just hold myself to a higher standard out there too. Hey, you're going to school, make sure I try to get them focused on where they're going. Even if it's not school, let them know you can still be successful without school, but try to do like trade school or something. You feel me? I'm not telling you to skip your education altogether because they don't really teach you how to be successful in here. You just teach them how to be their own man too. You also want to teach them how to bring income without having a job. Like my man said, generational wealth too. And when I say vocational school, teach them trade skills, man. Like I said, so they can have their own income, bro. I don't really want my sons to have to depend on another man providing for their family, which I mean, having a job. Like, I don't want that. I don't want my daughters to have to be like, oh, well, I have to stay here and be, no, like, you don't need him because you can fix a drain, you can change a tire, you can put up drywall, you can do whatever you got to do. Like, they can be successful.
Wait. I know we not on this topic, but but we kind of are. So anyway, just a short synopsis on how men feel when women women are really independent in that way. Because I had someone ask me one time, they was like, is there anything you don't do with yourself for yourself? I'm like, I could do my nails if I wanted to. I could change my tire.
We should ask Seth, man. He got with a single mom, independent before they were together and married.
So look, okay, so look, y'all.
Hey, look at all you put me on the spot. Dang, man.
I was like, come on, this is not what the okay. So
y'all gonna get him in trouble.
No, I'm gonna be look. I'll be fine. Watch this. All right, so
it's gonna be quick too.
I knew from the jump that Michi was an independent Black woman from jump. One of the reasons why I was attracted to her, for one. Secondly, like I was like, okay, so I've never really been like an overpowering individual. Like I never feel like I gotta take over everything like that. Like I don't consider myself a control freak by any means. So when I saw some of the qualities that she had, because I would say being independent is a quality and not a curse. But there's certain things that she does automatically that's so automatic that I'm kind of like, okay, let me just let her keep doing that. And there's other things I'm like, okay, but she can use help in this an area. And so I will fill those shoes. For example, like perfect example, like even like the small things, man, like taking Manny to school. It's like I'm not gonna expect her to take care of all of everything that has to do with Manny, just because she's been doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, okay, so what things can I do that I can help? You know, that I can add or whatever. And so it's just like I don't think like she should feel like she's not an individual anymore just because I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, and now that should I feel like I'm not an individual anymore just because she's here. You know, it should be a balance. And like me and her still work through that. You know, like we're still figuring out certain things. Like, for example, she takes care of most of the money stuff, like all the financial stuff. But there's certain things that I'll do now. But even right now, we're like looking at how we can balance that so that she's not taking care of all the financial stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the brunt and all that kind of stuff. Like I kind of take care of like the brunt of like the Manny stuff as far as like taking him there, whatever, what have you. But that just depends on the schedule. So it's that I don't think that anybody knows what to do with all that right off the bat. And so I can see how that can scare a lot of dudes. It kind of like give them like a bad taste. But if you go about it right, and once again, like if you don't like try to, so here's the two things. I feel like if men don't try to be like the superhero, and also they don't like just not do anything just because she's an individual, that's also not good.
Yeah, that's out.
Like there's a balance between, okay, here it is, my bad. There's a balance between the superhero and the moocher, you know, like the dude who just like taking advantage of that girl. There's a balance right there.
Ooh.
And
that's talking, but you speaking.
But that's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. Like that thing will tip left and right all the time. It ain't never gonna be still. Promise you that. It's not gonna be still, but it's a this, whatever. So like,
right.
Yeah.
I guess for like simple terms for other people, it just be like understanding, like, bro, she don't need you, fam. Like, understand that you got to come with something a little bit different. You feel me? Like, you can't come with the same old blasey daisy, fam, because she don't need you, bro. No, like she wants you. You feel me? She wants you. So understand that you could go today and she be cool with it because she don't need you, fam. She wants you. You know what I'm saying? So what you gonna bring? What you bring to the table that makes her want you? You feel me?
That's good.
Right. So I straight up told her the other day, I was like, look, babe, you don't need me.
Yeah.
And the other thing is I don't need you either. Now, but I do need you for certain aspects in life that I desire. And you need me for certain aspects. Because like I can't get everything I want in life single, that in certain things I can only get in marriage though. So but that's a one. Like, so that's where like the need becomes a want, you know. And so it's like, no, like I didn't get in the relationship because I feel like I needed you. I got in the relationship because I really, really freaking wanted you. And so
exactly, yeah. Like,
and so and so it's a balancing act. That's all.
Yeah, no. So I know some of my followers, they couldn't follow your your highly flavored topic right there. So I had to dumb it down for him real quick. I had to make sure they understood what
hey
you
man,
were
what he
saying.
mean? What he mean?
What are you talking about, Mike? Look, brother, she don't need you, brother. She wants you. I understand, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good though, man. That's good.
Yep.
I love
Absolutely.
it.
All right. But going back to the other question that Mariah asked, like how we're like preparing the next
what are y'all doing for the next
generation, man?
generation? Like I know Mike, you gave like what you're doing, but like I want to hear from the rest of the dudes.
Caleb, AJ, where you at?
Look, y'all got 7,000 words, and I don't think you used them all yet. So
Oh, yo.
Got a whole chart.
That's funny. I mean, for me personally, because I don't have kids, yo, so like.
not you don't it's not even kids, like just for the
No, that's what I'm saying. But like, I don't have kids, but I know that people are always watching. Like you can inspire more than just like there's more than just blood in this world. You know what I mean? So I mean, just like kind of like Mike said, you gotta hold yourself to a high standard at all times. You never know who's watching, even this podcast. I don't know who's watching this podcast right now. You know what I'm saying? And just the fact that we have so many different personalities on here, there's people that can connect to that certain personality. So you just gotta make sure that you're holding that presence high at all times. You know what I mean? So photography, like there be kids, like I go to different schools, I'll do the photography. And there are kids that will come up and ask me, you know what I mean? Because I don't look like your normal school photographer. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't talk like your normal school photographer. You know what I mean? They ask me like, hey, did you go to school for this? Like, do you like this? And like, you obviously have some sort of interest in it. You know what I mean? I'm like, do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, just knowing that people are watching at all times. So and that's a part of generational wealth too, because it's not just money. There's knowledge that can be passed by. There's like says there's a certain standard. Like if we need to get rid of this culture that like prison is cool, you know what I mean? Like you can still have all of that other swag and all that culture and all that juice and everything without all the extraness and getting caught with stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's levels to it. So yeah, you know what I mean? So that's what was the question?
You answered it.
Did I answer it? All right, cool.
He answered it.
He definitely answered it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is one of my favorite topics, man. Legacy talk, man. This is legacy talk we're talking
legacy
about.
talk. Legacy talk. I like that.
Like man, I can talk about legacy all day, but I'm gonna keep it short right now. But when it comes to so one of my things that I always tell myself, I'm like, man, don't be another. And like what I mean by that is like when like people like, you know, see me might see me like do or see like a black dude do something that most black dudes get in trouble for. Most black dudes, they see him like oh man, he just another. Yes. Like don't be another. Like you gotta switch it up, man, because it's like I know for me, like I want to go down saying that freaking like I did it in a way that I knew how, the best that I knew how, but also like I wasn't focused on trying to be like some kind of standard something. Like I did it my way, you know, like and more importantly, I did what I did my best to hear what God wanted me to do in my life, like what my purpose was. And so because like if you follow like your God-given purpose, then you automatically different. You're automatically different because no one can do that, you know. Like so perfect example, like being a rap artist. Like, man, I do not want to be like one of these rap artists right now, like in the game. Like that's complete. Not only is it not my style, but it's not me. You know, like it's just not me. Like in all aspects. Like I can't, like for me personally, like the way I write, it's hard for me to write a song with no message and no context. That joke is hard for me because it's like I need to have some kind of substance in there. But I can get trapped and force myself to write a song with no substance, but then that's gonna be freaking whack. And I'm gonna just be like every other thing, whatever. And so yeah, I'm kind of getting off the topic,
you
but
are.
yeah.
So
but anyway,
here,
no, but like
let me hone in this question for you a little bit more. So like so we said like preparing the next generation, but can we also throw in like just some tips as well on like what to do to flourish in a relationship? Because I think that's also something the next generation of men need to see is how to treat a woman right. Because there are still guys out here that don't understand like just how to treat a woman in general. Like, let's just be
Like men
real.
don't cheat.
Like, so,
You guys aren't tough cookies to crack. I just want to say, like, it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's tough with y'all. You know,
like to be wild.
you know.
Okay.
Huh?
I said there are still some of us out there that like to be wild and wooed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about wild and wooed, but
So what was the question,
I
yo?
feel
So
like-
how do you act in a relationship? What is it?
How do you flourish in a
How do you flourish in a relationship? Got you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Love
AJ,
that, Camille.
What's your foundation? Because that's a foundational question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's considered to be a foundational question because at the end of the day, the example, like you said, Caleb, is at home. You know what I'm saying? And even if you're aunt, uncle, godparent, however, it's you're teaching the generation by example. So how are you guys handling in relationship and maintaining that the next legacy or that next generation or just the ones that are watching see you and they go, oh, okay, it looks a little different from what I'm used to, and inquire about that, whether it be to themselves or outwardly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For all relationships are important. Communication is key. Definitely got to communicate. What do you both want? You got to communicate. But what do you both want? Like, what are you guys here for? You know. Like, at the end of the day, what do you like? What have you done for me lately? Not really what have you done for me lately, but what do you bring to the table? What am I bringing to the table? What are we? What are our end goals? Do you meet where I meet at my end goals? If we're not meeting at the same end goals, then we have to cut this here. You feel me? Sometimes it's hard with kids though, because then you're already attached with kids. But definitely got to find your end game. Definitely have to be in agreement on something. It's tough though. It's tough finding time. Got to find time. Make sure you find time.
That's fact. That's fact.
Don't let work.
Every other Friday night.
Don't let work take away your time all the time either. Definitely learn how to separate that. Even though you got to make a living and provide, also make sure you find time for the people that you're living and providing for. You know, make sense?
That's fact. That's good.
Yeah. AJ, Mariah, where y'all at? I got something else, but I don't want to take too much more time.
For me, I'm gonna hit on both of them for what I'm doing for the next generation as far as just raising them up. I realize I'm a difference maker, and not just for my kids or just for my race, but for other races too. Because a quick example was Wednesday when I was hooping at a park, and like these young kids came up and they wanted to hoop too, but it was like being mad disrespectful. Like we was already running full court, but when they came in just thinking, oh, we at the park and y'all were warming up, y'all just finished the game, so we could go. So like how they came off towards the other older people, they was like coming all wrong. So when everybody said, all right, y'all want to get next, go. So the older folks, they were like going ham. They not taking it easy on the kids, but I was like, you know what? I'm a root for the kids. I'm like, I'm over there going for them, help them out. And so after that, I was talking with them, like, you got to know, like, for some reason, this next generation that's coming up, they lost they losing sight on respect for the older folks. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna speak to you on your terms. If I walked up to you and your homeboy just chilling, I just walked up, hey man, y'all didn't get out the way. Y'all gonna feel like that's not disrespectful, right? And they're like, yeah. Like you could have said, excuse me, exactly. So if you feel that way, it's almost like the next generation coming up, they losing that teaching on the respect factor. Like everything, they like forget mad respect. Like they think respect is that they cool and like you. And I was like, no, respect comes when you get it. You get respect when you give it. It's like it doesn't automatically come. It's not automatic at all. Nobody's respected automatic. You gotta earn it. You gotta show that you are respectable to get respect. And like just showing them that is like what made me feel good about it, because after I had that talk, they went up and apologized to everybody, like our bads for like coming up and stuff like that. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, that was dope, because I like seeing that. It's like, because y'all the next afterwards. It's like after that, if y'all don't respect each other and y'all over here just like, man, forget all that, the respect is gone, then the whole thing, the whole generational thing where y'all following each other is just gonna happen. And so with that, when I take that aspect toward my kids, and what this can tie in with building relationships, is like the generation for my 3 daughters. I got 3 daughters. I said, okay, I want them to want a man, not need him. So it's like, you got to know how to change your tire. You got to know how to do the things that you just, that the world set expectations that a man should do for you. You got to know how to do it so where you don't have to be. Like, say for instance, like Mirage, I have to show how to change your tire and stuff. I'm like, okay, if you're at work and I'm at work and all of a sudden you had a flat tire, I don't want you to just sit there stranded. Like, no, get somewhere where you can be okay, and then when I come to you. But like, I'm not just gonna have you sitting there in the middle of the road, say you getting off late, it's dark, and you had a flat tire on the highway. No, I'm not gonna have you just sit there and wait 2 hours for a tow truck. No, go up in the back, get the thing, pop it, crank the stuff up, change the tire, and then you on the way. And then I said, okay, I'm coming meet you, and I'll help you. And I want my daughters to have that same mindset where you're not gonna need a man to come. Oh, no, you're not gonna be Peach on Mario Go-Kart where you just stuck in the car. No, you're not gonna wait for Mario to
Peach, though.
get out of there.
You ain't gonna wait for a freaking plumber to come save you every time you get caught by Bowser.
No, that's not
Mario.
Okay, you finna get out this castle by yourself, and you finna be okay. Now, if you want him to come, that's different. But like, I don't need you to get out of here. I just want you to come get me out of here. There's a difference. So that's what I'm trying to set a difference for the relationship as for my daughters. But as on the man's side, I'm also showing her, I don't want you to be a man where, like Steph said, he's out there on the moocher side or the superhero side. Like, no, he need to come in and say, look, this is what I'm bringing to the table. Like Mike said, here's what I'm bringing. Here's what I want us to come with a plan together, not me making a plan. So that's the way I want the generation. That's my advice. Don't come in and try to take over, because
It don't happen.
wait, women are now that wish you try to, you want to. Like, all right, you get canceled.
Oh my God.
So one of the main keys for me that I always try to remember, even when I forget, on how to make a relationship flourish, is reminding myself, okay, she cannot complete me, and I cannot complete her. Only God can complete a woman, and only God can complete a man, as far as purpose and everything that comes with that, identity and all that junk. However, I can compliment her on her purpose, and she can compliment me on my purpose, because we don't have to have the same exact goals. We don't have to have like purpose or whatever, or even ideas. But as long as they can coexist and provide aid for each, then that's all you really need. You don't have to, like, for example, Misha don't gotta be a rapper. Like I don't have to be in the military. I try though. She'll try. I don't have to be in the military.
High 16s.
Right.
That 8 bar. Period.
Light bar. Light bar.
Yeah. So one day I'm gonna come through. Y'all gonna be all like, "What? She rapping now?"
Right. But yeah. So like the point is, like, we don't have to be the exact same person in order to flourish or to survive. Like, it is like, okay. So, and like that. Look, when I tell y'all, man, the thoughts that were going through my mind as to, I do all these little pros and cons lists as to why I want to marry Misha, or if I should marry Misha, right? And so I'm going through all this stuff. I'm kind of like, okay, that's a pro, that's a con, that's a heck no, that's not the reason. Or that's yes, absolutely, that's why, or whatever.
I feel like I'm being like ganged up on right now.
No, because look, this is gonna sound weird. This is gonna sound weird. All right, and I'm surely not just talking about money, but getting into a relationship, especially a marriage, is an investment on your freaking life. It's an investment, because it's like, okay, when things go sideways, I don't have insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I like mess up,
Don't try
Yo,
that.
Geico
straight up, I'm
15%.
dead serious. Like if I mess up like horribly one day, like is she gonna try to like stay with me and keep pushing, or is she gonna drop it like that? You know,
Do
and
we need to put a poll down there and see what the answer is?
huh? Right. And so anyway, like
Nuck if you buck.
and like even taking into consideration some of the experiences that she had before I came to the picture, and vice versa, some of the experiences that I had, it's like, okay, what do those look like when it comes to us coming with, like, you know, because people are full of experiences, and so it's like when those two experiences combined and they try to form new experiences, you know, just kind of like taking a guess, like, okay, what am I in for if we come together like that, all kind of stuff. And so anyway, but that's the biggest thing, because like I know a lot of people get into relationships thinking that they have the ability. You don't even have the ability to complete somebody. Like, get over that junk. You ain't all that. You are not all that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man, that's sad.
you do some dope stuff. You know, you help out. You ain't gonna complete nobody.
When you walk into a relationship thinking you're gonna complete somebody, that's what is called a situationship.
Right.
Don't laugh.
And
the shit begins to say.
And that's probably going to be your heaviest soul tie. Okay.
Look, I tried to complete somebody the one time, and that was a horrible time. So yeah. So I know exactly what that means. I'm like, okay, don't complete nobody.
Miss Cleo wasn't right.
I am not the Holy Spirit. I am just but a lonely servant. But I was like, look. And so anyway, yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I tried to remind myself of. I'm like, okay, like, you know, like, yeah, and yeah. Anyway.
That was good, Seth.
That was heavy, bro. That was on
one time.
Yeah.
That was heavy, bro.
It's like, I'm really kind of sad because this is like a whole nother like topic of conversation now, and I'm almost like round two, but it is actually time for us to say so long.
Farewell
to
you, my friend.
Hey.
So ruined.
Until we meet again.
Before we go.
That was lost, like you don't know what we're singing.
Man, that's a whole slapper, yo.
Oh my God, really?
I'm about to go watch that.
So before we hop off though, I just want to say thank you, Caleb and Michael, for joining us this evening.
Yes.
Hey, thank you for having us, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Another element, and definitely appreciate you sharing your experiences with us, because you know that makes a world of a difference. And we're talking about like impacting the next generation. The only way to do that for real with these new people is sharing your actual experiences and not just showing them a book and saying this is it, then they go with it. So, you know, and that's really what we're here for, to share our experiences, to help other people to grow and, you know, learn from just stuff that we went through by being real. So thank you. So hopefully for all of y'all who tuned in today, thank you for tuning in. If you were watching this on Facebook Live, clearly you know where to find us on Facebook, but that does not mean that you know where to find us on Instagram. So Creative Awakening Movement, you can find us on Instagram. Creative Awakening Movement, you can find us on Spotify. Insist Movement, you can find us on TikTok. So don't forget to plug into our other outlets, because usually, like Camille said, yeah, plug into our other outlets because we're there. And you know, just for today, again, our takeaways were the value of a Black man. So clearly, if you did not realize these four valuable, very valuable Black men that we have on the line, if you didn't find the value of a Black man today, then I don't know what to tell you, hunty. Okay. And after, you know, hearing Michael's experience, I think we clearly decided that the prison system is designed for Black men, but we are going to shift that narrative by making sure that we solidify our legacy. And last but not least, we hope that you're able to take away some tips on how to flourish in your relationship. So we love y'all. And we'll be back again in 2 weeks, which is the 26th of March.
Yep.
And I think we finally gonna have that talk that I've been wanting to have for like almost like 2 months now. So
A month now,
I'm
right?
not excited about that talk. So should I say it this
It's gonna
time?
get real.
Will it be
I
real?
don't know. I don't think we should say it.
I'm gonna say it because I already said it last time.
Oh Lord.
We're gonna talk about sex.
You
Okay.
did. Say it.
Yeah, we gonna
Right.
Spell it out and
SEX. Take a deep breath and think before you let it go. Jennings.
Like just about being like Christian, right? Like in the Christian home, right?
No.
Like I'm lost. That's a broad topic.
no,
Wait,
like
wait, what are we talking
He
about?
said there's a lot that comes
it's
with
gonna
that.
be a little bit. It's gonna probably be a lot of different topics.
That's like a 20-part series right there. I don't know
It's
what
only
you're
like the thing that
you're not
everyone thinks
convincing
about
that.
all the freaking time.
Right. So obviously,
Right.
find out more. Tune in with us on the 26th.
Yeah.
AJ,
Wait, the 26th or 26th?
the 26th.
Oh, okay. I promise.
You.
I wanted to make sure I understand what you said. I heard something else.
I bet you didn't catch that that she about to go off on her for no reason.
AJ, go ahead and play this outro before this boy get hurt on live internet.
It's one of my favorite words. Sorry.
Look, on live internet.
Cold. Yep. Jesus hit him with that stunner like he's stone cold. Then I raised from the tomb into some royalty that's rose gold. We got a heavy foot on the accelerator, going up. We got a heavy foot on the accelerator, going up. We came in with no reservation, came in with no hesitation, came in with no medication, but we left with all the validation in the room. Once I was done, we dropped the mic, then we dip like vroom.